Let's do this again sometime. This, or anything else, I guess.
After 6 seasons of a frustrating, complicated romance between Ben and Julie, they seem to have finally started sorting out their dynamic within the final episodes of Ultimate Alien. That didn't stop Omniverse from immediately tossing her to the side, something a lot of fans were vocal about with their disappointment, an assessment shared with some of the writers as well. It's also worth noting that it seems like Julie doesn't even exist in this episode, which makes everything even weirder when she does eventually show up in season 2, and Ben believes he's still in a relationship with her this entire time.
Boyfriend! You think I have a shot with her?
3 weeks later.
Dude, my girlfriend and I are talking here. Julie, how could you?
It's nice that the writers wanted to give Ben a new relationship, but actively avoiding his current one here was strange. Esther, voiced by Yuri Lowenthal's real-life partner, Tara Platt, was introduced to us in a fun but pretty average episode of the series. She immediately makes an impression on both Ben and the audience with her character design, abilities, and personality. She might come off as solely written just to be a love interest and fine-tuned to Ben's needs, but she has plenty of characteristics to give her some independence, which we later find to be the bridge for them not working out after all. We get to explore yet another part of Undertown, taking more time to develop the world of Omniverse after getting some pretty plot-heavy episodes so far. We also see a lot more of Bellwood, and the idea that aliens are starting to become more comfortable on the surface, but they aren't fully accepted until season 3. I love that Esther, despite being an antagonist, was never treated as a villain, but more of an obstacle for Ben and Rook. She's very quick to call Ben out on his threats.
I'm warning you.
Yes?
And while is admittedly a criminal, never acts heinous in her actions. She just wants to do what she thinks is best.
You sure you won't just trust me on this? No?
She was also ignorant of the Kraho's true plan to destroy the Earth, giving her some innocence in the matter, and opted to bring harmony between the two species without completely betraying one or the other. It is kind of weird that Esther is automatically the Kraho leader by the end of this though. That just felt kinda random. I love how casual Ben is written in this episode. The experience he has with being a hero shines ironically through his lack of enthusiasm or care about the situation. Compare his reveal to Julie about his powers versus Esther.
Julie, don't be scared. It's me.
You're a monster?
Actually, I'm like 10 monsters.
You turned human.
I do that.
Still, Ben more or less seems to fall right into a comfortable place of writing, not really getting much of a chance to be his true self, and all of the other characters, including Rook, don't shine as bright as individuals. The Accelerate gang was cool to see though. What kills me the most about having to make this one a quick review is all of the lost footage of me exploring the absolutely insane animation we get from this episode. The opening scene is easily one of the best compiled scenes of the entire franchise, in animation, boarding, design, composition of CG elements, and overall entertainment. And the rest of the episode looks pretty stellar too. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of teenage or young Ben having access to Artiguana, as he seemed coolest to me as a future-only transformation, but it's still nice to see Ben's arsenal expand significantly in this 4th iteration of the show. Although Esther can be considered the main love interest for Ben in Omniverse, at least until Kai shows up, her impact on the show does not reach the heights of the previous one, Julie. Julie was there for the High Reed War, Kevin's rampage, she was Ben's in with the Flamekeeper Circle, and there was plenty of episodes solely dedicated to their relationship. While Esther does have some episodes highlighting her relationship with Ben, her episodes are scarce and negligible. I am giving this a 4 in importance, but I'm expecting this to diminish as each of her remaining episodes roll out. While Esther and her fantastic animation carry this episode, it does break up the tension of the malware arc just as it was getting good, and we're so far into Ben 10 that it's hard to be impressive. It's a good episode, but it's typical by Ben 10 standards. It feels like Esther was being set up to be Ben's new primary love interest, and makes you believe she's going to be an important part of the series, much like Julie was. And even though we never got that, and their relationship pretty much went nowhere, as she only returns in 4 of the remaining 73 episodes, I don't think we lost anything by not exploring that either. Ben 10 was never a show about Ben's personal love life, and Ben's too young and too busy to really handle one at this point either. I would have loved more episodes about Ben and Esther, but the show didn't lose anything without them.
I will always be a good neighbor to you, Ben Tennyson.